Tonight, from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They're brought out by a fifth-year pro coming off a career season as a passer and a runner. It's Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones.
We knew about the great mind coming out of Duke, and we saw the athletic ability and the potential. Watching it all come together and get better with each passing year, that's been fun. He can throw it deep, throw it short, and, of course, take off out of the pocket and beat you with his legs as well.
Jones looking to throw right away. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The numbers for Adams in last week's game. 5 catches, 63 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
Now Jones. Open here, Adam Thielen. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Charles, Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
There he goes, left side. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Throwing Jones. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And leading them out, a man who has led his team to the conference championship game the last 2 seasons, winning it 2 years ago. Here's Joe Burrow.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. On second down, Burrow. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he is caught. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them to show respect to him. Hey, you guys got a turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Again, it's Mixon. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Well, this defense for the Eagles, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
It's Mixon on the counter. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13.
That tackle by Jeffrey Simmons.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
The defense has been on the field a long time now, and after a run like that, they've got to feel like they're almost on roller skates and getting pushed backwards on just about every snap.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I'd go right at him with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on 3rd down.
And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Burrow now off the bootleg. Escaping the press, and he can't get rid of it. It's taken down. They'll wind up losing 10 there, a full 10 yards, so that one hurts. And it brings up 3rd and goal.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
3rd and goal, Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it.
And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. A turnover's obviously, Charles, always costly, but man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
Now Hall to start the drive.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings.
They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
They'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep, Patrick Peterson. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. They will throw on first down with Burrow. Airing it out deep for Woods. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Burrow's throw pulled in by Hopkins. And he'll be knocked to the turf right there as he gets it up to the 43. First catch of the game for Hopkins. It's a first down.
Here we go.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Flush to his right. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. And they go play action now. Burrow under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after one. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a third down coming up. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Oh, and that is incomplete. The Vikings 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though, is they take a little extra confidence with them when they head out on the road.
They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 26. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Now Burrow on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here we go.
2nd and 10. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. Down to the 25. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But one thing's for sure, when you got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Tucker's kick is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Now, they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night, but CD, you say this is an ideal setup for him. Why?
Well, it's just the way the schedule lines up because everyone's got to play a Thursday game, and that's because of competitive balance. So, let's face it, would you rather play week 2 when you're still relatively fresh and excited about the season? Or week 15 when you've had a season's worth of bumps and bruises to factor in, and who knows what your record might be at that time as well.
And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
Mixon with a first down carry. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. Now Burrow to throw on second down. This goes out wide from Mixon.
Just a gain of a couple there. And now it's 3rd and 3.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Saw the linebacker Damone Clark coming through with a stop.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it.
And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Now Jones looking to throw on second down. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
Straight ahead is Hall. And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And this one will be touchdown right at the 30-yard line. So here are the Vikings to take over. They were winners a week ago over the Bucs. They lead here as well as they come up on 1st down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. It's Deontay Banks with it.
And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
A nightmare of a first half for him. And that's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. The kick by Pinheiro is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. With the football going back to the Vikings offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
3 yards to go on 2nd down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set. Here's a fake on the jet sweep and a run up the middle with Mixon. And this will be a Vikings first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Gun.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown, Vikings. Amari Cooper, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
Partner, one of the cardinal rules of defense is that if you're in position to make a tackle, you need to make it.
Well, and if you can't make the tackle before that, you just got to knock that ball down, right?
Yeah, something has to happen because we saw the end result there. Missed tackle, he goes all the way and takes it for a touchdown.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's Amari Cooper who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He gets it underneath to Hall.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. After the sack on 1st down, Jones, little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. So the completion gets him just a yard. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Jones now throwing on 3rd and long.
And check down, complete to Hall.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. Gets it away, and I don't think Peterson will get a chance to touch this one, angling for the sideline. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football. And they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
On 3rd down, Burrow. He's going to take another shot here. And that's going to be incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the 2nd half.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense.
And he's got to be wondering what happened in that first half. 3 interceptions, very uncharacteristic.
And even the great ones go through phases like this, like what we just saw. And most of them, they have such a mental capacity to throw it out and essentially start over. I think that's where he's headed now.
He's got his opportunity to throw it out. Let's see how he does.
49 yards rushing for him now to this point. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Now it's Burrow. That's to the veteran. It's Robert Woods.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Mixing up the middle. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Burrow looking to pass.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Here we go, here we go.
Inside handoff to Mixon. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Back to Mixon on second down.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
Here we go.
Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop it right around the 1.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1. And now they will throw it with Burrow. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
Damone Clark fought his way through and buried him behind the line.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating.
They flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Got it inside the 10. Still not a first yet. The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones, and he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
On 3rd down, Jones. And this one is incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Amari Cooper and the rest of the offense heading back out there now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 2nd down, here's Burrow.
And that's brought in by Knight.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Now it's Burrow. And that is taken in by Njoku. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Burrow will throw. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
And out now come the Eagles.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jones. And that is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Here we go.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 46. Now Burrow. Flushed out right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
And he's got this down to the 35.
12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. They go play action with Burrow.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. Back to throw. Jones. Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. The Eagles on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 19. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. On the option right, it's Jones.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Here's Jones to throw on 2nd down.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Jones to throw on 3rd down.
Working the middle here. That's complete to Knox, the tight end.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take
touchdown. Devontae Adams. A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Eagles are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Well, 4th quarter touchdown there. Back to a 2-score game, but time is not their ally.
No, it's not, partner. They still have a pulse, but it's probably a little weak right now. A lot of things have to go right in these final 2 minutes plus for them. I think they have to be thinking onside kick here, and we know how difficult those are to recover.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
1st down. Here's Burrow. And he's got his receiver, Cooper. Touchdown, Vikings. Amari Cooper with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Vikings are on their way to a 2-0 start.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
And Burrow's going to look to throw for it.
It's caught at the 1, and he is going to get in. But there is a flag down. Let's sort this out here. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one. Well,
there he goes, right side. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Eagles. Josh Palmer, 75 yards. And the Eagles have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Letting one fly deep for Cooper.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Here's 2nd and 10.
That one looks like he'll throw here. That's complete. It's Kyle Juszczyk. And he's taken down inside the 30. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
Here we go. Big 13. Big 13.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 1:25 left to go in the contest.
On 2.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
That's into the hands of Woods. And he will have a Viking first down, and that should be the one that gets him to the finish line.
The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Here's Knight on the handoff.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass
under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Jonathan Hankins able to use that strength to get him for a loss of 2.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't.
Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Amari Cooper from 10 yards out.
And the Vikings have put this one to bed here in the fourth quarter.
Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down.
Another not as asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
This is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now Jones. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown.
Josh Palmer with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Eagles get a bit closer. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free. And his guy hit a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
From the end zone comes Chris Claybrooks to return. So that last kickoff, just a mere formality, obviously, Charles, wrapping up a game that they should be very happy about, in which they got the win.
Yeah, I thought they were clearly the better team by the end, and they earned this one with a terrific game plan and consistent effort throughout. Only fitting that they had the ball when the clock hit 0.
So for Minnesota, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs.
Welcome to Fire Sale Gaming, powered up by FireSaleGames.com. So just shop our website, FireSaleGames.com, and get you a fire sale of a deal on some video games. We also got some books, DVDs, CDs, whatever you want. FireSaleGames.com.